Hello and welcome to Neuro-Heretical Wargaming. My name's Brendan, and tonight I'm joined by...
God. And John.
and apparently
Sorry.
my dogs.
Your dog just barking the second we started the stream was still funny to me. Like it took me a sec to recover mentally.
Just immediately no chill whatsoever. But yes, tonight is the three of us. John has rejoined us because he doesn't have prior commitments today.
Yep.
Prior choir commitments.
Also, it's really cold outside.
It is pretty chilly out. It may or may not snow a lot here. We don't actually quite know yet.
Actually, is it actually cold? Because, like, I had my AC on a second ago.
I don't know. I don't think it's bad. It's just like rain. It's more like wet and chilly than anything.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. But I like the rain, so.
It's
I just want to be outside after it gets dark.
moist even.
Maybe let's not call it that.
What do you? I mean, it is appropriate. It's an appropriate description. The rain is still in liquid form instead of solid form. So
I don't know. It was
what is
getting kind
liquid
of.
but moisture.
It was getting a little solid on me earlier. To be honest with you, when I was taking the dogs out.
I only got hit a little bit, like as I was getting home from the grocery store.
I haven't seen any here by the mountains, but apparently we sound weird, Brendan. So fix it.
How do you sound weird? Oh wait, I know.
We
You're
sound
deaf.
ethereal.
I don't have my.
Fix the sound fixer.
Hey, well, first of all, go to hail. Secondly, I know the deal. All right.
Having a good authority that hells other people. So
True.
I don't
Where's
know.
that quote from?
it's a philosophy quote. I thought.
Yes. But which philosopher?
I don't fucking know.
Don't know deep philosophy?
No. I'm good enough at making myself sad. I don't need a philosopher to help me with that.
It's a Paul Sartre quote.
Which
tracks.
Welcome to Neuro-Heretical Wargaming. Come for the stupidity, stay for the philosophy.
last week they stayed for the Home Depot.
They did
Hey,
stay for
I'm
the
a
Home
man
Depot.
of many hobbies, one of which might be philosophy.
Behold a man.
That is not.
A turducken.
Shoot, I can't remember the guy's name.
I'm not sure I can actually pronounce the name.
Fair. It is very Greek.
It starts with a D. I always want to say like Dionysus, but that's not correct at all. It's like Diogenes.
Diocletian?
No, it has a G in it. I literally pulled the picture today. That's why I had that at the ready.
Why'd you pull the picture today?
People were arguing on Reddit over the definition of a tractor, so it felt appropriate.
Valid. All right, that's fair.
I was like, oh, okay, this is a rare moment where I can actually use this. Also, Wine and Fire. I am building one from this little Warhammer Heroes line, which is like, it's a really big picture. It's like a, what's the word I'm looking for where it's like a random box, like magic and stuff. That's got a name where you don't know what's in the
Blind
box.
box.
Yeah, it's a blind box. But it's a blind box that like GW has put out, as you can tell from the ample Japanese on it. Primarily, ample Japanese and German, which is kind of funny. Primarily for the, my understanding is for the Japanese market, but they started releasing them here in the US.
Last time they teamed up, it did not go well.
I mean,
We're
there
always
is
killed. Okay, so I don't know if you guys ever watched it growing up. Did you guys ever watch Code Lyoko?
Yes. Kinda. I don't know if
So
I
it
like
was
watched it, but I
It was
saw
on
it.
Toonami. I don't remember anything about the plot except it was like I don't know. It was Mark Zuckerberg's like wet dream or something. I don't know. But regardless, there was a very close friendship between Germany and Japan. I think like one of the main characters was a German exchange student in Japan or vice versa. It's like, huh, that's weird that they're so friendly still. Because aside from Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, the other channel that I watched a lot was History Channel with my father. So I got a sensible chuckle out of that.
You know what's extra
As a
funny?
small kid who was too aware of the brutality of mankind. And then I was introduced to the internet, so, that's the thing.
It only got better. You know what's funny about Code Lyoko too? You know what extra funny about that actually? If I remember correctly, it was a French cartoon.
Oh.
Yeah.
Just gets deeper. Also, they had huge foreheads, just like the French.
French. Famous for their giant foreheads. Also, side note, hello, Inner Nerd. Welcome. They're working on Wipe Scars, Redemptor specifically. I'm doing some shoots for the YouTube channel. Neat.
Well,
That's
unfortunately,
where you're supposed to go? I don't think that's true.
my milkshake's broken.
So it's not.
broken.
How do you break a
What's
milkshake?
Are you out of milkshake?
I'm out of milkshake. It's very sad.
There's a hole in the milkshake.
Yes, it's a hole with a tube attached to the hole, and that tube goes to my mouth.
It's very important that the inner cylinder is not harmed.
I think I was making a country song joke.
Well, that would require me to know country, and
We're already
That is
at a
not-
disadvantage.
mhm.
I bet you can sing Convoy by this point, though.
Well, part of the words is convoy. I know that.
That is a lot of the words. That is
A
a
vast majority of the words are
normally high
convoy.
percentage.
Is it as a normally high percentage considering that's the title of the song?
Well, the entire chorus is pretty much convoy.
Alright. And the question is, do I want to put some of these together?
No.
These,
Mood.
some of these, and done.
Well, the question is, do I build the Judiciary or do I sell the Judiciary? I've never decided what I'm going to do in that regard. How about the Blade Guard?
I know. Do you know their J Daddy, as they're called?
Hello?
I don't know if anyone else calls them that, but
No, it's a known title.
prove it.
I can go prove it. I can go prove it. I'll do it. Don't make me do it.
Fucking do it. Hey, Tim. There's dice in
Hey
there.
Tim, how was your game on Sunday?
The first or second one.
Wait,
Good
so
question.
y'all actually played AOS after?
They did. Scott and I were like keeping half an eye on it, and we looked over, and it said, "quote We do an AOS now." We were like, "Oh, okay."
Alright, fair enough.
Okay, that's the actual
Go.
game. Do I have the instructions for this box still? It was both fun. That's Tim.
When Scott and Brendan aren't there, they rebel.
Look away for 5 minutes. Oh, there's the instructions. I think Jeff said it was sub an hour and a half. All right. Dawn of War box. You guys can find it. One of the best points for your dollar you can get.
Hi Leica, what are you doing? Oh Biddy, why'd you knock down the Illuminor?
No, Biddy, stop
Illuminati.
trying to overthrow the Illuminati. He's working on his
Okay.
bronze.
Not the Illuminati.
Don't fucking like that.
You just got
Oh, not at all.
dadded. You just got dadded. No
I don't know
one's
what that
safe.
means.
Okay, first of all, go watch American Dad and come back in approximately
Nah, I'm
4
good.
to 5 seasons. I forget exactly when the Illuminati is.
I don't watch comedies.
That would explain a lot, actually.
I'm just no fun.
Well,
Well, you said it.
I wasn't going to say it.
Right now I'm watching The Wire.
That's a choice. I'll grant you that.
One of the greatest television shows ever made.
I mean, yeah, but isn't it also like 20 years old, 26 years old?
Hey man, if they made good TV shows this century.
Isn't that
Still
the,
watching MASH.
isn't that one of the shows that like put HBO on the map from what I remember?
Yes.
So
I think it was after Band of Brothers.
I feel like Band of Brothers did better in like weird as it sounds for an HBO show in syndication. I think it got a big boost once it started being shown on History Channel, actually.
That tracks. Well, that's interesting.
What?
My food crimes are complete.
Oh. Is it dry?
Yeah, it doesn't look dry.
And that's what looked dry.
It has decent crust. It's in a weird shape.
I don't think decent crust is a term you associate with steak.
What do
Is
you
it?
mean it's in a weird shape?
Hold on, I'm
What does
texting you all a
that
picture.
mean?
Jonathan?
Hold up.
You're upsetting me.
Get some modern art.
I am not less upset.
I've texted it to you all.
I refuse to acknowledge it.
Your crimes against steak will not go unpunished.
It's standing up like a foot off the table.
What? Hold on, I haven't seen this picture. Oh, it just came
The
in.
back half of the steak is like a 45-degree angle.
Well, yeah, you dried it out. I really don't know what you expected to happen here. The basic science of this was never in doubt.
What your capability of cooking was.
It is now. Why is it like 4 different colors, John?
It's fine.
Make it make sense.
What the
It's
hell? What are
fine.
you talking? Oh
What'd
gosh.
you do to it?
Oh, that is fascinating.
That's it. John's not invited to the cookout anymore.
I think you're in charge of inviting people to cook out.
Cookout at Scott's house.
Well.
Keep up.
On that bombshell, John, what else are you working on aside from crimes against steak and humanity?
Mostly just
human.
that.
Also just that? Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it's important to
Yeah, I'll
have
find a
hobby.
model to work on eventually, but gotta eat dinner
Could
first.
Could you get off these instructions, please, ma'am? Thank you.
Kind of weird to be building these models since this is really where my 40k army started.
Oh?
Yeah, this sprue is from the Indominus box. So for all intents and purposes, I have all these models just in gray plastic instead of red.
Well, the red
That's
makes
like-
it better. Red means you build it faster.
He speaks the true. What were you about to say, John?
Adonis is like somewhat recent, right?
It was 6 years ago. It was this launch box for 9th. So by launch box standards, sure, fairly recent. But it's still 6 years. That's over half a decade.
Yep.
Follow-up question. Where are the bases?
What are you painting, Scott?
I'm not painting anything. I am building up the stuff I need for our end of edition tournament that we're having at the store. So right now I am building the Illuminor, which is like the end of last edition release model.
This one you haven't had for 2 years.
Correct. Correct. This one I just got in the mail the other day. I had some reward points from some like recognition points from the office. I'm like, oh, let's get all this stupid crap that I need to bully my friends.
You're not making me want to go to this doubles tournament.
Well, you should get a doubles partner before you worry about the second part of that.
Who's your doubles partner?
Pauline is going to be in town, so he's going to be my doubles partner.
Traitor. John, you want to play?
John, do you have a doubles partner?
What day is it?
Last Saturday of the month.
It's the 23rd.
All right, what are you playing, Brendan?
You want to play an obnoxious number of guardsmen?
Oh yeah.
And just slow play our way to victory. Undefeated. Because you guys never got past turn 2. Undefeated. Part of me wants to say I could get my Baneblade done and we can play 2 Baneblades, but we both know that's not going to happen.
I mean, you don't need to have things painted. Just build.
I painted Baneblade really fast.
Yeah, painting is actually arguably the easy part.
Are you magnetizing?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lawn pull.
Yeah, like I paid almost $200 for this. I am going to get the Octoblade out of it. I can tell you that right now. No such thing as a sunk cost
We've
fallacy.
reached the part of the stream where my Roomba tries to suck on my toes while I am hobbying.
At some point,
for that.
if you
It's
don't
weird
stop it, it's on you, right?
Well, my hands are full right now, and now it's just kind of stuck under my chair. And I move my chair, and it keeps trying to go back under the chair.
All right, let's rest her for 5 minutes. I shall now unveil the crime. Unveil the crime.
Crime against good taste and reasonable meals. I don't like that he made a noise when he took a bite. Did you hear that?
I haven't made a bite yet. I haven't taken a bite yet.
Oh, you made a noise. That's
Tim, you're still looking for him. I thought you were playing with Jeff, or am I misremembering?
That's not pleasant.
You made a steak in the air fryer.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what you expected. I'm honestly more impressed that you had expectations.
I'm more
That's
impressed.
Jeff and Jared.
I'm more impressed that he's
fair.
committed to this.
I'll commit pretty far for a bit.
That's true. Hey, Marokai Productions, welcome to the stream. Always glad to have you. Yes, this is the Dawn of War box. I picked it up a while ago. I actually kit bashed one of the tech, not the Tech Marine, the Ancient that was in it a while ago into a Tech Marine. And today I'm just gonna go ahead and put at least the Blade Guard and maybe the Eradicators together, just so
Possibly J Daddy.
debating on what to do with him. But yeah, Scott, kind of the unofficial main topic of our thing, since we did something pretty big this weekend, didn't we?
I don't know. What could you possibly mean?
I don't know. I didn't have a great run, but someone did.
Well,
Someone had a better run than I did.
Yeah, that's accurate. So, for those of you who don't know, last weekend was Rocky Mountain Open, which is one of the newest events done by Frontline Gaming, FLG. They're the ones that put on all the big tournaments, such as Las Vegas Open and all that fun stuff. Rocky Mountain Open up in Denver is like their newest event. It's nice to have something nearby. For that, we did a couple like practice games on the channel, so you guys might have caught those. But I brought my Oops All Crute list. And honestly, I didn't do too bad. I was 6 rounds, so over 2 days. I ended up having 4 wins and 2 losses, which is about what I was hoping for. That was like the goal. The stretch goal would have been to go X and 1. So, like, win all of your games but 1. I am not good enough to be X and 1 at a 6-round tournament. But, there was a dream. When I ended up 47th place, and I was the best crew player. Not the best Tau. I was the second best Tau, but I was the best crew player.
Which, to be fair...
I was in the running at least, until that last round.
Yeah.
Oh, sad.
It was entirely contingent on if my opponent won their last game, because we were like neck and neck for a little bit.
And there were 2 other crew players, so actually it wasn't. It was actually
it wasn't by default.
Yeah, it was a contest. It was not.
But yeah, Brendan, how did you do?
That's a good list.
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh.
I don't want to talk about how
I did not do very well. But that's okay.
I went 1 in 5.
Oh.
Which is better than 0 and 6.
Which is technically what John did.
Bro.
Because he didn't come. Like a weenie.
Hey, I was busy that day.
You weren't busy on Saturday.
I was mentally preparing for Sunday.
Did mentally preparing for Sunday mean staying at home and doing very little?
Yep.
Well, at least he's honest.
Yeah. Can't fault him on that one.
But yeah, I will say, going off of your slow play comment, like I said, I went 4 and 2, so I only lost 2 games. Those 2 games were my 4th and 5th game. So that was that was all day 2 stuff. But actually, my lowest scoring game was my first game. Somehow. Because it was my opponent's first tournament, and he was playing a horde list. And so it's a 5-round game, for all of you not in the know. We only got to the end of round 2 in 2.5 hours.
Ah, so my spirit animal was there.
He also tried to tell me that he would have won if it gone longer. It's like, okay, bud. Very nice guy. He was very nice. He was nervous the entire time. He felt bad because he was like, I think he was psyching himself out. So good dude, but yeah, did not get very far in that game despite my best efforts.
It's still funny to me to think that your tournament would have looked entirely differently had it been literally against your first round been against anyone else.
Yeah.
Like any player that was at least quick on their army, and you would have had completely different matchups.
Yeah. So yeah, that was my first round. Like I said, nice dude. He was nervous. He I think he ended up going 2 and 4. It was a very strong orc list. But Brendan, what was your first round against?
Necrons, but not the ones, not either of the ones you would worry about.
Huh?
So there's like 2 meta builds for Necrons right now, right? One is Gathering of the Gods, where you just, I don't actually know if that's the name of the list, but you just get all the Catons that you can fit and throw them at your opponent. It has been defanged a bit with the recent updates, where they increase their points by like a solid 20%. So definitely warranted. Maybe a little too much considering the menace that now is Defilers, but that's neither here nor there. Other one is Unkillable Necron Brick, and then things to do stuff while the Unkillable Necron Brick does what it says on the tin.
While it just be a pain in your butt.
Brendan fought a really weird Destroyer cult list that actually looked like a lot of fun.
Hey, that's kind of based.
It was decently fun to play with, actually. I talked to him a little bit later. It was kind of funny.
Yeah. Like, how did that game go? Aside from you winning.
I mean, it got pretty close. I had, from what I remember, I had a decent lead through most of it, but he was competing. He was keeping up. Because even at the end, he had a path if everything went perfectly, but it just didn't. Because he had to get three objectives from me because he went second, and he had to max out his primary, or max out both of his secondaries, and he didn't get one of his secondaries. I think that's what did it, from what I remember.
That would do it.
We were also playing right to the end, because one, I'll admit I'm not the fastest player in the world, especially with my Rep X, because it just physically takes a while to roll all those dice. And Necrons aren't particularly fast either, even in the hands of a skilled player. So, but no, it went good. I ended up seeing him later in the tournament, and he was he walked by. I think I was hanging out by your table, Scott, and he walked by. And I saw him, and I was like, I know that face. I can't place that face. I was like, who is this? I was like, I know this person.
Even though that was a face you only saw earlier in the day.
No, this was the next day. I saw him on...
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think it was Sunday. I was like, I know him. I don't know him. But I was like, oh, yeah. It's we played first round, didn't we? He's like, oh, yeah. And we talked for a bit, and I remember I think he said he did pretty good later on.
Yeah, there is a mental endurance aspect of this where just it's a lot of thinking over a lot of rounds and a lot of hours, a lot of standing, and a lot of different smells you're experiencing. So it...
Put it mildly.
Definitely on the second day after we were done, we just kind of went to a Mexican restaurant and stared at our margaritas for a bit.
Hell yeah.
I didn't finish those burritos.
Yeah, I accidentally left mine in the car, so I had to throw mine out. I was going to the dentist the next morning. I was like, what is that smell? Oh. Butts.
It's piece 43.
But yes, so my round one was orcs, yours was necrons.
Yes.
Tristan, we'll get to that.
That's round 4. We'll get to round 4.
We'll get to round 4. Round 2 was versus Greater Demon spawns, Greater Demon spam. So just all the big demons that you can bring together. So we got a Bellicor. There was a Great Unclean one, big old fatty. There was Big Bird. Just a lot of big things that I wouldn't be able to kill. However, it is 4 big things, and I have 7 billion tiny things. So, good opponent. It's just I had a lot more objective control. Yeah, I had a lot more just assets than he did. So, he killed everything dead. I eventually killed Bellicor, but...
Mine ended a little... my second round ended a little early, and I came over to your board state. And I genuinely thought you had lost until you guys were counting up the score. Because there was very little Kroot left on the board, and there were several of the big demons left. And I was like, oh, this probably didn't go too good for Scott. And he's like, yeah, I won. I was like, oh.
Yeah, I also missed some of my primary, so my opponent. So I thought it was a lot closer game. No, I beat my opponent by 10 points.
My absolute favorite games are I win by 1 point after getting tabled.
Yeah.
I mean, 1 point different games are always the best.
I just need you to lose. Yeah, no, that was a fun game. Greater demons are always neat, just because they do weird things.
Yep. I love fun list to play.
Yeah. So that was a good match.
Rain do the good chemicals.
What was your second match against Brendan?
Emperor's Children.
Oh. How did that go?
They had 2 defilers,
Hmm.
which, in theory, a Rep X, not a bad counter to it. Especially when I can give it, like, lethals and or sustained hits. Funnily enough,
Sure.
did not kill them with the Rep X.
Oh. That implies that you killed them with something else, or did you just not kill them?
No, I killed both. I lost the game, but I killed both. I think with Crusader squads is it finally
Wait,
did
lethals?
it. Yeah, my Crusaders have lethal and sustain built in, so I run them with a what's what I'm looking for, a lieutenant.
Oh yeah, you can run through it.
So they can
A
punch up.
lieutenant, if you will.
Yeah, I think I actually heroically intervened and killed one. It's kind of funny because they could like it took so both Rep X or not both Rep X's, both defilers went into one of my Rep X's like turn 1, and like I saw it and I was like, I shouldn't have moved up. I made a mistake here. That's gonna hurt. That might be game if I lose one of those this early. But that thing lived on a wound for like 2 turns, and they were like, "Why won't it die?"
Yeah, just smoke billowing out the side of it.
Y'all are curious about the final score. 4 out of 10. I've had worse days, but there's definitely better ways to spend a Tuesday afternoon.
But yeah, they ultimately winning. I kind of got pinned to my deployment zone a little bit, just because they charged my. Because I had my impulsor, my Rep X kind of like stage forward a bit, so they could like break out the next turn, and they managed to get a squad in that tagged both in such a way that I couldn't just like drop my dudes out and charge them. Well, at least with the impulsor. So it kind of became I was like, poo. Like a significant chunk of my army is stuck in this corner, which is not good when it really wants to be pushing out. But
Yeah,
nah.
and your opponent was a very good player. She ended up winning best world eaters.
You mean?
Or sorry, best EC.
So I think that was your opponent.
Yeah. Sorry. But yeah, no, your opponent ended up winning best Emperor's Children. So.
And there were a
if you're
fair
gonna
number
lose,
of
might as
Emperor's
well
Children's
lose.
lists there too. To give them even more credit. Like it was not, I wouldn't call it a packed house for Emperor's Children, but it was not light on Emperor's Children by any stretch of the imagination.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Honestly,
Yeah,
all of
no,
the
she-
I'll say honestly,
sorry,
like
go ahead.
if anything, CSM was not CSM like how to put it. Like CSM, including the cult legions, was way overrepresented as a whole. Would probably be the way to put it. If it could run a defiler, it was in the tournament and it was doing decently well. Like,
If only I could find one.
I know where they all are.
Very sad.
They're all in Denver, apparently. But yeah, what was your third game like, Scott?
Let's see. Third game that was against Custodes. That was Purge the Foe, which is so Purge the Foe. For those of you keeping track at home, you get points for killing an opponent's unit and killing more than your opponent. So, Custodes versus my Kroot, they definitely have an advantage on that, just because all my stuff's very low quality. I'm just trying to bury them in bodies, but boy, can they kill those bodies. That one was a tougher game. I was able to draw them away from one of the objectives. Draw them away towards like one of the objectives while my other side like pushed up on them. I was able to pinch them and able to like take out the main damage dealing assets before they were able to murk me. So I ended up winning that one. That one was pretty narrow game if I remember correctly. I'd have to look up what the final score was. But yeah, that one was fun. I'm trying to, like I said, mentally taxing, so I'm trying to remember everything that happened. But in general, also good opponent.
The third games in
definitely a tough matchup
particular
for me,
tend to be
but-
very hard to remember.
Yeah,
Is
it's
this
like
like the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
yeah, it's the end of the day after playing for 6 hours. Here's another 3 hours. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, and Rocky Mountain Open was 3-hour rounds. Did I get 3 piece? Looks like
Oh, that's right. Which makes me only getting to round 2 on that first game even more impressive.
What the?
For anyone not tracking at home, okay, that's what's wrong. Tournament standard at least used to be 2.5 hours. I think they probably slowly shifted over to 3 for 10th, which I think is honestly perfect. That's enough time that you're not quite feeling rushed. Yeah, round 3 tends to be the hardest to actually remember.
Yeah, and when you're if and when you go to a tournament, people, especially for events ran by FLG, can request that you use a chess clock. So both of you get an hour and a half of that 3-hour time. That way you don't have an opponent just tries to like run the clock down. You just like, all right, you do all of your turns on your time, and then when you're out of time, you're just kind of done, right? So sorry, bud, you took too long to do your turn. I'm not going to let you take away time from me to do my turn because you took too long. People had a valid concern with my list because it was a horde army with over 140 models, so I was chess clock those last 2 rounds. I will say though, the Custodes player, which is a more elite army, ran down the clock quicker than I did. So
That's kind of wild to run the clock on Custodes.
yeah. I mean, I just have a lot of reps with my crew. I'm like, all right, I know what they're going to do.
It's honestly
Like
impressive.
5 models to move.
Hmm?
You have like 5 models to move at Custodes. Like,
Yeah.
Custodes are CSM.
Custodes
Custodes.
for against my for my third
Oh, okay.
game.
Never mind. I'm thinking of your second game. Well, second and last game on Sunday. That's throwing me off.
But yeah, good game, good opponent. But I was able to beat that. He was able to pop the so Custodian Wardens, which are like their bodyguard unit. Their shtick is that once per game they can give themselves a 4-up feel no pain. Makes them very sturdy. They're also already -1 damage or -1 to wound when you're shooting them, if they have a character with them. So like very stocky unit once you get everything stacked on them. I popped that and I was able to just like bury it in so many attacks. I was able to kill the unit. After that, it was kind of a little downhill for them because I think they really needed that unit to stay alive and stay strong. And I was also playing very cagey with that just because I also play Custodes. I know all the damage profiles and what can do what, so I knew what to hide from, what not to hide from. But that was a fun game. I don't know, what was your third game like?
It was against Eldar.
Okay.
And Eldar are Eldar.
Oh.
And they're very tricksy.
Yeah, I mean,
And
those space elves.
I wanted nothing more than to run forward and smash face, and I didn't get to run forward and smash face.
Well, I think they realized that would result in their imminent demise.
Good.
Oh.
But
Well,
no,
the
yeah.
key is, Brendan, you don't want them to realize who their imminent demise, so that way they overexpose themselves and you hurt them.
Yeah, you try that, and then sometimes it doesn't just quite work. But no, it went.
Oh.
It was a fine game. Nothing like crazy or anything like that.
Hey, Leica, stop biting your nails.
But yeah,
Man.
it's the last day, so I was very tired and very ready for the day to be over. I didn't mind too much when it was finally done. Like, all right,
Yeah.
moving on.
Yeah, we were both kind of shot. I think we were so shot that afterwards we're like, let's go get Five Guys. And I drove right into an In-N-Out.
And say, what's this Wii stuff? You're the one that was driving.
Well, I mean, royal we, but yeah, we said we were going to go to Five Guys. We said Five Guys. Like, okay, let's go to Five Guys. All right, I know where Five Guys is. I pull up to the In-N-Out. It's like, all right, here we are. It's like, Scott, this isn't Five Guys. Like, ah. So it isn't. You appear to be correct.
That was in like Monument too. Like we had driven a pretty fair distance. We must have driven by past
It
multiple
wasn't
5K.
Monument. That was Centennial.
Centennial. Okay.
Calm down.
I thought it was a little further down. It was a long day, Scott. Leave me alone. But yeah, we ended up going. We got to Five
Oh, yeah.
Guys though eventually. After trying
there
to go,
eventually.
we tried to go in and out, but our parking spot got stolen by like a BMW or something.
Hell
So-
of that BMW.
So we just left and went to an in and out across town, I think. From what I remember.
Five Guys.
Five Guys, yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to get these little bits to fit in.
But yeah, so end of day 1, I was sitting pretty at 3-0, which is pretty good. That's a pretty good place to be, especially with like the mission I was worried about the most was that purge the foe because my stuff dies so easily. That's like very tough for me to do in general. And it was like a worst case scenario where it was against a hyper elite army that can kill me really easily. So I was feeling pretty good going out of day 1.
I was feeling decent.
And also, like, day 2 at a 2-day tournament is always the better day, in my opinion, because that's where you start. Because day 1's crapshoot, right? Day 1 is like random. Like, you could end up facing someone who's never played before, or you can end up facing like one of the best players out there, which, you know, that's what ended up happening to Brendan. Brendan played one of the best Emperor Champions players that there is. Emperor's Children player that there is. I played a guy that was his first tournament, and that's just kind of what happens sometimes. Day
How
2,
the
that's
turntables.
how the turntables. You don't. That's my culture. You don't get to quote my culture.
Fudge?
It's from The Office.
Yeah, it's from Scranton. It's all he's got. Let him have this.
It's all the entire city's got.
Anyway, day 2.
But yeah, day 2 is always going to be more interesting because now you start getting up against people of your skill level, or at least the perception of your skill level. I mean, I'm a decent player. I'm not going to like say I'm the best player there is, but I know that I'm a decent player. So originally,
Brendan over here
Hey.
in shambles right now.
Let me tell you about my day. First,
Okay.
let's start with Scott's. Scott's had a much better morning than I did, in a manner of speaking.
well, yeah, no, mine was a decent morning. So
He had a cooler
the night
morning, if
before.
nothing else.
while we were at the In and Out Five Guys, you know, they put out the pairings for the next round, the first round the next day, and I was originally matched up to Ben something. I don't remember his last name, but he's one of the best players in the world and is part of the Art of War team. It's like, that's not good. And then I looked at his list, and they're like, that's not good.
And
So I
mind
was
you,
jumping on various discords and be like, hey guys, how do I actually fight this? And a lot of the answer was, you don't. You kind of
That's
just
the good
die. So,
side note, it was really funny to watch Scott spiral in this, because it did pop up while we were at Five Guys, but he did not realize who it was while we were at Five Guys. It wasn't until we were in home and I was in bed, and my phone starts blowing up because Scott is realizing what is about to happen.
yeah, it's like I saw the list. I'm like, well, that's going to be a bad time. And then I saw the player name and it lists their team and it says, oh, Art of War. It's like, oh, that's not good.
For context, what was the list?
Oh boy, what was his list? Let's see if I can still access that list on the app, because he ended up going. I think he ended up being top 4, but let me confirm that theory.
We both kind of got lucky on that.
Yeah,
It's like,
it is a 260 person tournament, so top 4 out of 260 people, pretty damn good. No, okay, he was 5th place.
oh well,
Rob.
that's not as good as top 4 technically.
So it had Yabba Dabba
Pathetic.
Abaddon, Vashdor, 3 Defilers, 2
Hell yeah.
Predators, a Hellbrute, 2 Venom Crawl, just like a bunch of stuff that just a giant castle of vehicles that I would not be able to able to kill. And
Gotcha,
pretty
gotcha.
much like you step outside and it's going to shoot you square in the face and you will immediately die. Well, thankfully, later on that night, they, I guess, re-racked it because somebody dropped or something. And I was facing Jade, which is a Denver person. I am on a Discord with them. I've never played with them before, but I think, Brendan, you said you had, or...
She comes down to our local tournaments every once in a while. I don't think I've actually played her. I got close one time to actually playing against her world leaders, ironically enough, but ended up not having to, just because how the points worked out. From what I remember, so I think we were top 2, and then the way our tournament broke it down is I went against the 4th player, she went against the 3rd player.
Okay, fair. But yeah, so I ended up getting matched with her. We got there a little early, and the guy who was running the live stream for it asked if we wanted to be on the live stream table. I was like, oh,
Nice.
sure. So we ended up doing that, and I faced Jade on live stream. I do also want to thank everybody that joined that. I looked at the chat later on and saw that a lot of you guys just came out and said hi, so I really appreciate that. I'm gonna say that it was for me, and for that I appreciate you. Yeah, I saw Perky there. I saw Longinius. Saw Tristan.
I will say I did put out a post, so all of our subscribers did get to see it.
Us.
That was me.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, thank you all for came out and support. So I fought her and her absolutely gorgeous World Eaters army. It is like corrupted Sisters of Battle. So it's all these beautifully converted Adeptus Sororitas models to be corn themed and everything. It was real cool. Her Defiler, gorgeous. It was just like a giant pulpit with the crab legs and everything. It's oh, this is sick. So for those of you that did not watch the stream though, spoiler alert. Okay, so she got first turn. She moved up a little bit, and I had in my mind, I have a decent amount of reps against Blood Angels, another red melee Space Marine army. It's well, okay, against that red melee Space Marine army, I know that their people can kill my crew dead very quickly. So the usual strat is you put the Crutox first, because the Crutox are just awkward enough that they're not going to be able to kill them in a single swing. So then I should be able to survive to do the clapback and commence the clap package.
In theory.
Okay. In theory. So, allow me to introduce you guys to the World Eaters Hellbrute, which blows this theory out of the water very quickly, apparently. The World Eaters Hellbrute, whenever you attack it, whether it's a shooting attack or a melee attack, it then immediately gets to hit you in the face. So it either gets to shoot you, or it gets to punch you if you're in melee. It even includes, if you shoot with a pistol during your shooting phase, it then gets to proceed to bop you in the head with a hammer.
Fascinating.
Okay, she goes up. She has turn 1. She, holds a couple points. Okay, bunga bunga, I'm going to send in the Crutox, try to gum up the works a bit, and give my guys time to, maul up the board or something, right? Try to give them time to... Give myself time to not just get chewed to death, because if she gets into my back line, that is what's going to happen. So I send the Crutox in. Okay, I charge her Chaos Spawn. I am just close enough for her to do heroic intervention with one of the Hellbrutes. It's okay. Whoopsie daisy on my part for not seeing that one, for not thinking about that one. So she spends 2 CP to do it because she fails the initial charge and has to reroll it. And alright, I kill the Chaos Spawn. 4 of the Crutox go into the Hellbrute and they don't kill it. Okay, well, I just punched it, so it gets to punch back. So its first punch, it kills 4 of the 6 Crutox. Oh.
Oh no.
Oh, we've made a mistake. Okay, and then because that was just its swing back, it now gets to swing for real. And it did, and it killed the rest of the crew talks. And after that, it was just kind of downhill, because without the crew talks, I cannot hold down that flank. And there's nothing for me to threaten her to say, like, hey, stay off my lawn. Well, I mean, it was still a good game. I feel like I learned a lot, and I feel like it looks like chat was entertained at least. I kept it funny at least. So I'll take that as I see that as an absolute win.
Man.
Yeah, and I noticed that apparently they were saying how good of a sport I was and how how I handled it well and didn't try to blame the dice or anything, because apparently there was some discussion saying about, oh hey, it all comes down to the army. I just need to buy the best thing to win. It's like, no, you also need to know how to play the dang game. So apparently I became case in point. It's like, see, he's not blaming him. He's not blaming his army. He's not blaming the dice. He's just blaming himself.
So that's what they were talking about.
He knows he could have played better. It's like, So it kind of worked out. But no, all in all, fun game. She ended up going and getting. I don't actually know what place she ended up being best world leaders. So good on her. She ended up being 8th place.
Damn.
I know she did good, but she lost the next round is what happened, if I remember.
She lost her last round.
Was the last one? Okay.
I mean, 5-1 is really good. Top 8 is very, very, very good.
Not a bad time, that's for sure.
Yeah, she might have actually. Yeah, she was on second table, so she fought the person that ended up going 3rd place. Yeah, no, good opponent. So all in all, fun match. It was absolutely gorgeous army. So that was really cool. I was able to sneak some pics later of it, which I shared with the Discord. Yeah, no, that was fun. But yeah, I definitely agree with her assessment that I should have held back the crew talks, just because I can afford to lose the regular crew, especially because I had a strat to bring some of them back. So yeah, no, I think
keeps her honest.
Yeah, I think Tristan, she had the right of it of what I should have done. So yep, no, that one's on me. Probably could have also screened a bit better too. But
I was gonna say, getting the impact mortals on the dreadnought would have been big.
Yeah, I could have screened a bit beuld but oh well. Coulda, shoulda, woulda.
All I heard was I should buy a couple Hellbrutes.
Yeah, no, the World Leader Hellbrutes, real good profile.
John buys them, immediately gets nerfed. Oh, come on.
Not again.
That's what you get for meta chasing.
Why does this keep happening?
That's what you get when you let your heart win.
Oh yeah, no, fun game. So glad I got to do that. Brennan, how was your? But yeah, thank you again, everybody who joined in on that. Also, thank you, Tim and Jared, who ran the live stream. Tim, Jared, and Brooke, who ran the live stream while we were up in Denver.
Which ironically started right as Scott's first live stream of the day was ending.
Yeah, because I set up a text like, "Hey, if you guys have any issues, just text me, because we'll be in a game." It's like, "Oh, I'm on the stream table. All right, don't text me at all. I can't help you. You're on your own." Try to help them.
Figured it out. They did fine. I didn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brennan, how was your round 4?
So my round 4 ended up setting the tone for my entire day.
Oh no.
My round 4 was against a Drukhari player who was actually relatively near us. He and I were actually stationed on the same military base. We ended up talking. It was actually kind of funny. He was actually a drill sergeant at Benning when I was there for basic training. So there's a universe in which at one point he would have been my drill sergeant. So it was weird. But him and I got talking. We enjoyed ourselves.
I would have been your drill sergeant, but the dog beat me over the fence.
Anyway, there is Drukhari, and you could not have crafted a more perfect list to counter mine if you tried. Because it was nothing. Because it was like units of 5 witches. The main thing I remember is units of 5 witches, Lady Malice with incubi, and what's the melee woman?
Lilith.
Lilith. She wasn't actually bad. She did a number on a Crusader squad, but didn't kill it, and I managed to kill her out in the open, so she actually wasn't that bad. What mainly got me is that he had, like, witches, he had Lilith, but he also had 2 units of 10 of the dudes on the Green Goblin flyer. I don't know what they're called.
God, that model's so dumb.
It's so cool. You shut up.
Oh, what are they called, though?
Stupid. Hellions.
Hellions.
Pay no,
So he
pay
had-
no mind that their dogs are hanging out. That those Pete's are just dangling in the breeze.
The main thing is he had 2 units of Hellions, which can chew up Space Marines on the clapback, right? Or if they get the charge. Which means, but here's the thing, they also have a reactive move, and he had a stratagem that he could charge on my turn. So,
That's pretty good.
Yeah. Problem is, my army needs to go, right? I have to have that go turn, and I have to put so much pressure on you that you can't recover after that go turn. And the problem is, if I try to go, he reactive moves the whatevers forward, so he gets a no-fail charge, and then he charges into it. And then I die.
Correct.
Because the main thing my list does is I either go first with the more elite stuff, so like the Emperor's Champion and the Sword Bros, or I go forward with the Crusaders, and one or the other follows up on that side. And did not work out. Like, chewed me up. He had 2 units of Scourges as well that they didn't like one-shot, I don't think either Rep X, but they got really close. And they have a shoot and scoot, so I couldn't like hit them after they hit me. So it was, yeah, like his list ended up countering mine damn near perfectly. Like you couldn't, like there's not many other lists you could build that would do so quite so effectively. But no, that one was fun. It ended up becoming a bit of a theme for the rest of the day that we will get onto. But yeah, that's how my day started.
That one I might hit Amazon for.
What, Hellions or?
I've been looking for a good like Drukhari Witch Cult list because that's the part of Drukhari that I love.
And
I mean-
apparently the part of Jakar that he loves is feet.
Hellions are so dumb. That
Roomba.
model is just so old.
Well, from my angle, they were looking pretty good, let me tell you. But yeah,
I'm stepping on you.
yeah. But yeah. Scott, what was your round 5 like? Go ahead.
My round 5 was against Knights. And guys, I will say, as I said before, tournaments can be a mentally taxing thing. Especially, you know, I think I've said it before, I do have some mental health issues, and I do have medications for those. Those rounds get particularly harder when you forget to take your medication until right before the match and doesn't have time for them to set in. So, we struggled a little bit there. A little bit of spiraling, just with life and everything. So that was against Knights, and I made some boo-boos. Full disclosure, I made some boo-boos there. There was one point where he just kind of for free got my Krutox Rampagers, which were the best unit into the Knights because they do the mortals. Also, round 1, I thought I hid the Twin Lance fairly well, and then they were able to just eke out just a small enough shot to take them out. So I lost them round 1 before they were able to do anything. When it was kind of just downhill from there.
Yep, that hurts a lot.
Yep, that hurts a lot, and I probably should have. One of the strats that is underutilized or underappreciated in the detachment is EMP grenades, which you throw it at a vehicle unit within 8 inches. It gets -1 ballistic skill and weapon skill, which can mean that you can survive a night volley, which I should have done, but I saved the CP to bring back a squad. It would have been better if I just used the CP to -1 one guy's ballistic skill, so my Rampagers would have lived. So, whoopsie. Also, in retrospect, I probably should have used it. Like, I realized that when I got home, it's like, hell, I should have used that on the Hellbrute. Because that means with both those attacks, they would not have hit as hard, and my rampagers probably would have lived.
In which case, it is a different game.
It is a much different game. Yeah, no, that was an whoopsie poopsie that I realized when I got home. So yeah. Because I've only ever used it on knights, because like, oh, the knight is such a high value target. You hit it with this, and it just becomes so much less efficient. I was like, okay, anything smaller than a knight, not worth it. That's incorrect. It's 100% worth it.
I'm moderately surprised you didn't come to that conclusion when facing my Rep X's, to be honest with you.
I think I've used it on your Rep X's once.
I vaguely remember it, but I could be wrong. It's been a minute since I played your crew with my Rep X's. Actually, at the time, I think I was only running the one, so it would have been outsized there even more.
So, yeah. But yeah, the second game was against Knights. I tried to get as many points as I could. I still scored, even though I lost, I still scored more than that first round somehow. But you know, it's neither here nor there. But yeah. Reddit, how about you? How was your round 5? What did you fight this time?
So this time, I went in Custodes. Which, considering I have a lot of AP -1 2 attacks, where I'm just going to cover you in attacks, in theory, of the ones I played that day, one of my better matchups, actually. Did not go great, strictly speaking.
It was one of his better matchups until it wasn't.
One, I weigh like, from what I remember, I misplayed the Impulsor a bit. So I think I moved it up because I had like overwhelming force or something. So I moved up because he had like sisters on one of the my far objective. So I moved it to a point where I could shoot them and like get the kill with grenades and stubbers because that's too easy. And the problem was I had it too close to the board edge. And essentially it was kind of the same thing where it's like, okay, I need to get, one of us has to come out first, and a lot of it's going to come down to like who draws what secondary, that forces them out a bit. I thought I had him out a little bit. I was able to get him, the Impulsor died, because he got a squad into it, because basically, if a Custodes squad gets into the vehicle, it's more or less dead if it doesn't have like a 2-up save, which happened quite a lot. So I did that. I forgot I had taken the vow to give me +1 to wound, and I kind of forgotten it when I sent my Crusader squad into. What was it? Shoot, I'm drawing a blank real quick. I sent the Crusader squad into one of his Terminator squads, and it was alive with a wound, which in theory should be a good thing for me because I had it like completely surrounded at the edge of the board. Like physically, I had so many bottles around it. He couldn't fall back from the Crusader squad because he couldn't like move far enough to not be in engagement range with any models. So in theory, that should be over me because then he can't shoot me. However, he just charged me with everything, and then they died. And meanwhile, the other side was like pushing up pretty good. And from what I remember, he got. My list also doesn't leave. It leaves a fair bit of back room open. Usually not too big a deal because it's usually in like kind of the back corner where, yeah, they can get like engage or like do some secondaries, but that's about it. They can't like threaten my primary. But he got a 9-inch charge off on my Repulsor Executioner with another unit of Terminators and just one-shotted it. Yeah, and it was really just kind of downhill from there. Because then Wardens got into the other one-shotted that. I tried to heroically intervene with a Crusader squad, but yet another Terminator squad that Rapid didn't get the turn before did a number on them. I think I killed that squad. I managed to do like a fair bit of damage, but at that point it was just like a little too late. And it was, yeah.
At that point it was already, your fate was sealed already.
Yeah, it was about over. It was a pretty solid game. I was doing great until about round 3. But after that point, things started to kind of fall apart. So yeah. That was that game. So in theory, that one didn't like perfectly counter me, but
Well, that's a weird matchup for you. So
Yeah.
I think in retrospect we probably could have. That's like one of the weirder matchups that I guess we probably should have practiced.
in hindsight, perhaps,
Like
but
thinking back to turn 0, like tourney prep stuff.
yeah. But I mean, that's how it goes. I don't have a lot of
Yep.
a lot of the armies I
can't
face. I
practice
don't play
everything.
against a lot in general, so that was kind of a big part of it.
Yeah, and that's kind of like the joy of tournaments too, and that's why I like them a lot. Is that I get to meet a lot of interesting people. I get to do a lot of interesting games and face a lot of stuff that I don't normally get to face. Because despite John's best efforts, there's still a lot of stuff that I don't normally get to see.
Yeah.
My roster is also wide but not deep, so I'm not necessarily going to have like every different version of every list.
Case in point,
And,
no Hellions.
There's no expectation that you should.
I have 5
Oh.
Hellions literally from when I was in high school.
But yeah, like,
They're
and
that
like I said,
old.
I really enjoy this game, obviously. And
Wow,
being
no
able
way.
to face new and interesting things and meet interesting people is a part of this game that I really like. I mean, I really like the community aspect of this, and these tournaments are a big part of the community because it's where all these people get to come together and like celebrate this game that they like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super good way of thinking about it.
So how was your last match, Scott?
My last matchup was against Thousand Suns.
Oh no.
That was actually, hold on. Let me be respectful to these opponents and like actually give their names.
I mean,
Let's go
do they,
dox these people.
I was gonna say, do they want their names out? Like,
Well, I'm not going to give their first and last name, but oh hey, 3-hour delay tomorrow for base, John.
Yep.
That's weird.
Nap
Why 3
time.
hours?
man, I'm gonna have to
Um,
go to work tomorrow. I just know it. My boss is still out
neither,
because she
neither.
was sick. Not sick, but had
Okay.
surgery.
My boss is on the call.
Hi. So my round 5 opponent was Zach. Very nice dude. I felt bad because I was like in a weird headspace and that wasn't fair to him. I apologized after. I was like, hey, I'm sorry. I'm just like feeling really weird right now. I don't want to come off as being a bad opponent. You're very, kind dude. Just a solid dude to play against. My round 6 matchup was against Tim. Tim, also a very nice guy. I've never played him before, but he's part of the Denver folks.
Not
he had
R10, to be clear.
Not our Tim, different Tim, legally distinct Tim. Our Tim was being beat up by Jared at the time, so. But yes, so he had an interesting Thousand Suns list that had like 3 Demon Princes, Magnus, and of course I saw Magnus and saw Red's like, oh, that needs to die, because bird.
Force a habit.
And then 2 Hellbrutes, not Hellbrutes. Wow. What's the 4-legged thing that has like the cannons on its shoulders?
Forge Fiend?
Forge Fiend?
Forge Fiend, thank you. Forge Friend. So he had 2 Forge Friends. He had 3 Demon Princes, Magnus, some Terminator. It was just a weird list that I hadn't seen before. Because like our main T-Sun's opponent is Bird, and this is a bunch of stuff that he just doesn't have. So it was neat to see all that. It was a very nice guy. I ended up winning that one, kind of because of the clock. So he had us do chess clock, and he ran the clock. He ran the full hour and a half, and I still had 20 minutes left. So I got to do my last 2 turns just with impunity. Without that, I definitely think it would have been a bit more up in the air. But yeah, him not being able to play his last 2 turns definitely just made my life easier.
I mean, traditionally,
So-
that does.
Yeah,
You can play
yeah.
horde armies, you can play not horde armies. Just if you go into a tournament that has a clock, make sure you do reps.
Yeah, that's the big thing too. Is just like make sure you know your list, especially if you're gonna try and clock people.
Or play knights.
And it's
Say play Knights or Custodians, so you just don't have to think. Turn off
If you're
brain.
time out playing knights, then like, bro, like that's a personal problem.
Skill issue.
Well, I mean,
Literally.
like I said, my third opponent nearly timed out with Custodes, but like the thing is, you have so few assets that you can end up just like spending a lot of time with analysis paralysis and just like overthinking it and spending a lot of time just like figuring out what to do.
I can definitely concur
That's
with
like
that.
leaders.
That's kind of the reason.
Deploy online, move forward.
Deploy online, charge. Deploy online, unga bunga.
Deploy online, get charged by Crute Rampagers, destroy Crute Rampagers, win game.
Yeah,
Really
apparently.
buy Help Reader too. I guess I have a couple from 30K.
I was gonna say, just buy a couple of the Contemptors. It's like it's what almost everyone else does.
Yeah, hers were actually Nundums.
Oh, not. Oh, right, because
Yeah, the sisters. But yeah, so nice dude. I, you know, talked to him a little bit afterwards, but also our brain was just kind of fried, so like, I didn't have too much to say, but still, just a nice dude. So
Also,
it was nice
to be
play
fair
him. I hope
to
play
you,
him again in
Scott,
the future.
I was pestering you on food at that point because I was quite hungry.
Also fair.
I was like, so Scott, we want to get food? He's like, well, let me see if I got top towel. I was like, oh, but Scott, I want tacos. we talked about getting Mexican. We had a deal.
Well, I wanted to see if I got top Tau. I didn't, so you were good.
I know.
I just needed to wait for the other Tau player to submit their score.
Top
'Cause
players.
I didn't know if they were winning or losing. If they lost the game, I would have been top Tau. If they won the game, obviously they're top Tau.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah. But yeah. So once we figured that out, we left. But yeah, everybody was good matchups. I had fun with all of them. But Brendan, who was your final round?
Okay, so you know I said in theory my second match should have been my best matchup of the day?
Yes.
Okay. So in actuality, it should have been it shouldn't have been my best matchup of the day. In actuality, my last matchup should have been my best matchup. Because it was just Ultramarines with Ceramite Sentinels. Which is a new thing, which means probably wouldn't have had that many reps. And it's a very, there's not a lot of movement in it because you want to be in terrain to get your bonuses. I was like, okay.
Like, what does that even? I don't even know what that does. I'm gonna be honest.
When I remember, I gave him rerolls. I haven't actually read the detachment myself, just because it's not my playstyle.
Okay.
So
I'll Google it while you talk about it.
Okay, but yeah. So in theory, it should be he had a couple Ventress squads, Calgar. He was playing. All his models were Dark Angels, which later on ended up messing with me a little bit. But he was playing Ultramarines. Calgar was actually Calgar, but his Ventress models were the Inner Circle companions. So at some point in the match, my brain went, "Oh, those Inner Circle companions! I know how to kill those." So I played Tim, and forgot that they're Ventress and do other things. It's not his fault. That's on me for genuinely kind of forgetting. But so in theory, but going against Space Marines, my list is pretty good. Crusaders can be pretty hard to chew through for Space Marines. My Sword Bros chew up Space Marines like nobody's business. The Emperor's Champion chews up Space Marines like nobody's business. One small issue. So, John, I want to put this to you because you weren't there. When was the last time you have seen Desolation Marines in a list?
Real talk, I don't know if I've ever actually seen them in person.
Yeah. So, probably, if nothing else, at least, not since the end of 9th edition, very start of 10th, right?
They were so hyped, and I don't know if I've ever actually played against them.
Okay. So, yeah, you haven't seen these things in years. So, it wasn't even on my radar. They have Blast on all of their weapons.
Yep.
You know what Blast goes really good into?
20 Crusaders.
20 Crusaders. Which,
say.
they didn't, I don't think they killed either Crusader squad, that they did enough damage to it that it ran out of steam before it could really get going. Because, I managed to get it all the way into, because he had some, JPI behind a wall. I managed to press into the wall and, fight him through it and kill the JPI to stop him from getting points. But it was,
JPI?
do what?
Back intercessors.
Yeah,
Thank you.
assault marines. And even with like the relatively few that got there, they managed to pull it off. But at that point, they were so out of steam that the Ventress like easily wiped them out without really. I don't think we rolled for it. I think I just pulled them.
That's kind of one of my lessons learned against your lists because I've played you,
A few
a
times.
lot.
Once or twice,
that-
yeah.
You don't really need to kill the Crusaders. You just need to maul them enough.
You got to slow them down so they can't get to you.
Yeah.
Which is also why the new edition looks really nice. Because that's about to get a lot harder to do. Because if I could have hidden buildings, guess what? The Desolation Marines can't destroy me. But yeah, so like it can't. Like I got countered again. I was like,
Brendan read before GW reveals terrain destroying rules.
but like, so yeah, that kind of ran out of steam. But I was still kind of okay on that flank. 'Cause I had a repulsor execution on that side that I just pulled up, sat on the objective, and like dueled with his. Because he also had two Vindicators. I dueled with one of the Vindicators and ultimately won that.
Oh man.
It got wounded enough that it was down to 1 wound, so I had to kind of leave it where it was at. I couldn't risk like moving it too much, unless a stray Overwatch catch me. But it was honestly kind of okay, because the other flank I had managed to get really far. Well, I guess 2 things happened that probably lost me the game. Kind of the same thing as before. He got into that corner with the JPI, and I didn't have any assets that could like fall back and get them without being way out of position. So I kind of had to ignore them a little bit. And in doing so, they were able to move and then get onto my home objective. And then I got like Storm Hostile or something. And I had like a singular, what is it? Infiltrator that was on it that still lived. Because thank God for Feel No Pains. So like the Crusader squad that was like staged up like right in front of it had to fall back and take out the JPIs, so they were kind of out of position a little bit. And so like they were out of position in round 4, so they didn't really have time to go and do anything else. What else was it? My Emperor's Champion actually did pretty good. He got pretty far forward. I charged one like Victrix squad and one with Cato Sicarius in it, and then was the Incursor squad that gives you like +1 to hit if you shoot stuff with it. And that one I got down to a couple wounds. I couldn't finish off. So that was kind of big, so he was able to get +1 to hit against one of my Rep X's. But my Emperor's Champion did pretty good and took out the vast majority of that Victrix squad. It was down to like Cato Sicarius and one guy. I was like, okay, I'm going to activate, because I told him, I was like, it has devastated wounds, I'm going to go ahead and activate it. And I did my rolls, and I don't think I got any 5s. Everything wounded, but I didn't get any 5s or 6s, which I needed for the devastating. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to precision Cato, because you're going to slap back and get me. So I'm just going to, like, I'm just going to put all of these into the Victrix squad. And he was like, that seems odd. I was like, no, I need it to survive the clapback. He's like, okay. And he rolled, and I killed, like, 4 of them, like 4 or 5. And then he's like, oh yeah, maybe that was a good choice. I think the Emperor's Champion ended up living on a wound. I was like, yeah, I know this guy. Like, I don't need him to survive. I don't need to make all the saves. I just need him to get to a situation where I can null out so he's alive with 1 to 2 wounds. That's all I need.
He me for real, for real.
Yeah, and then he whiffed the next turn. So bad. Because he didn't fall back. He just stayed in combat with it. So I got to strike first with the Emperor's Champion, and I did the strike, and I shit you not, I rolled like 6 1s. And they weren't the ones that I hadn't shot the Victrix squad. So I didn't have the reroll 1s on it. And it's like, well, that's not good at all. That's really, really bad. So Emperor's Champion got. I was kind of on the back foot on that side. And like I said, my other Crusader squad was out of position. And that was kind of game. My Rep X got taken out. Oh, that was the other thing. I did have the other Rep X with the Melta and with my Sword Brethren in it. I was like, okay. I'm easily within striking distance of his Victrix on the other side. I'll drop them, charge that. If I can take them out, he's real weak on that flank, and we're still in the game. And, like, I killed so few of these Victrix, it's not even funny. Like, I killed 3 of them, and that is it. and they had a fight on death, and I killed 4 of them, I think. Yeah, because 3 of them came back to fight me again, and like essentially just bounced off this, and that was basically at that point I was out of assets. It came down to him just pushing forward and getting secondaries. So yeah, it was an adventure.
Yeah. But also catching up with chat a little bit. Yeah, so big tournaments are a lot of fun. I will say it a nerd. Do highly recommend them. You know, everybody treats them differently, but for me, it's just like a nice opportunity to just meet people and have some fun. Other thing is that there's a lot of tournaments and events that are that have more than just competitive. I believe we plan on going to Adepticon next year, and Brendan, sounds like you were more interested in doing the narrative than the competitive. Yes,
so I will say that was one thing I did kind of learn this weekend. There are certain parts of competitive that I just don't like dealing with. They're good people, they're great people, it's just a different mindset than what I enjoy most. That may change with 11th because of the changes they're making, so we'll see, but there were certain things that I was like, okay, that's just annoying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also we're going to LVO. So I think you already signed up for the narrative event. I've signed up for competitive. That might change depending on, you know, how I'm liking the edition. But right now I'm leaning towards doing competitive. But yeah, it's always a good time. No matter what, you're going to meet new people and get some interesting stories. And I just like, you know, road trips. So.
Very true. I will say I need one of you, John or Scott, to sign up for the narrative, so I don't have to play with a stranger. So I need one of you to do that for me. Please. I'm begging you. I didn't realize it was doubles. I just wanted to play in the official GW narrative. I was like, oh, that sounds neat. And then I was like, wait, do you mean it's doubles? I don't know these people.
Yeah. So for narrative events, they'll have multiple rounds. Usually it's a multi-day event. So I know for Adepticon it was interesting because there was like multiple layers to it. There was a campaign happening over like six rounds over 3 days. Because usually they're a bit more relaxed too. Like usually instead of the 3 rounds of competitive, it's like 2 rounds.
Yeah,
but those usually impact a greater narrative, and different people will run it in different ways.
Yeah, as I say, the one we did, honestly, it is kind of set up in a similar fashion to how a tournament might be run. So like, for example, I did the boarding actions one, as well as so we did the big one at the end, but we also did a boarding actions one. And for the boarding action ones, we were basically put on each side of a table. Someone else was randomly sent on us, and then we like shifted each time. So like,
yeah, and usually there's like super factions that you're aligned with.
Yeah.
And the other thing that differs from a tournament is that there will usually be crusade rules, so your guys will like upgrade over the couple games that you do play. And B, wild bullshit usually happens because they will usually put in some fun like narrative rules, like, oh hey, all right, they're firebombing the planet. Good luck, everybody. Oh no. Okay.
Speaking of firebombing the planet, I finished Death Rider. So good. Highly recommend.
Where are we going with this statement? I'm confused. But yeah, I would really like to do a narrative event.
I'd be real concerned the first time, not gonna lie.
What are you talking about? John, all my facts are fun. I only have fun facts.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, Brendan, if you don't get a partner for the narrative, maybe I might switch over to narrative, just because like I would like to try a narrative event of that scale.
Yeah, I was gonna say the main reason.
If nothing else, I'm definitely going to do the narrative at Adepticon next year.
Yeah, I will say like the main reason I did it was just because it was. Yeah, I think it's actually like the official like GW one they do. And so I saw an opportunity. I was like, oh, I need to like sign up for that because I think they fill up relatively quickly. So, something to keep in mind.
Yeah, no, but yeah, narrative events are always fun. I always hear people have wild times with them.
Yeah. Honestly, the biggest difference between a narrative and like a competitive event, like formatting, they're almost like, besides like the wild shit, like Scott said, they're very similar. The vibe is just different. people just don't care as much. They're playing like silly lists. They're just bringing the fun stuff that they have. Like it's just stuff like that. It's just a slightly different vibe, which is nice. For me, at least. Everyone is different. Everyone's tastes are valid.
Except for Jonathan's taste in cooking steaks.
Yeah, that wasn't valid.
That,
All right,
that was
let's-
invalid.
Let's be real. Let's be real. I didn't think this was gonna turn out great. I thought it was gonna turn out like, I don't know, like it ended up like a 4. I expected like a 6.
I want to point out, like I said, I don't think I said it on stream. I think I said it before. One of the biggest complaints people would have about a steak is that it is too dry and juicy, and then you put it into an air fryer.
It wasn't dry. It was just like, I don't know, weird.
It was dried out. The picture you sent me was right. That it doesn't curve
It
like
was
that.
curled.
Yeah, like that's from the meat contracting, John, because
The
you
curl
took
was
out.
alarming. That's fair.
You know what you did? You activated one of the tendons. Is what you did. You brought it back to life.
I don't cook steak often. Most of the time I cook, it's ironically fish.
Oh, you're one of those people.
I eat a lot of salmon.
I
good.
don't like fish. I just don't.
I love fish.
Yeah, we know.
See
Taylor,
one,
no mind. She's
see one of those people. You ever eat? Hold on, wait. Do you ever eat your fish like in front of the fish?
before, yes.
You sick man.
That's messed up.
I like started to this like this is a little bit messed up.
I feel weird about this. I don't
I don't know how to
Sounds weird
feel.
how this goes.
I mean, they're fish. You can't
Okay.
tell if they're shocked because they just always look shocked. But you know,
The salmon tastes good. Carp do not taste good.
yeah, it's carp. No one eats carp. Ugh. Now, see, from literally the other side of the planet, the inner nerd agrees with us. You ruined that steak.
Soiled it.
Spoiled it.
Soiled it.
Yeah, fair.
No, I can't. You're on something here. I will say this, Sean. If you do find any good like air fryer fresh recipes, let me know because we have one now, and I need to find ways to justify using it more than I already have.
Same.
Oh, puppy is asleep. He's out. I wonder if she'll dream. She does that sometimes. She randomly starts like kicking in her sleep. Or she barks in her sleep. And it's hilarious because it's like, it's not a full bark. It's like a little whoop. It's like really, really high pitched. It's adorable. Oh, she woke up.
Do puppies dream of electric sheep?
So anyway.
So anyway, I started blasting. But yeah, if you guys do end up going to Adepticon, let us know. I'd love to tag up.
Yeah, I'd love to be up with you.
But yeah, no, I generally like tournaments. Tournaments are a lot of fun, and just like you meet, like I said, meet interesting people and try new things. I guess my next question is, now that I'm past because I was doing a lot of reps with Crew Hunting Pack for RMO. My question is, what do I do now? I don't know. Want to definitely do some palate cleansers. That's hence why I'm working on the Necrons right now. But I guess I don't really know what to practice competitively until we see like more of the new edition
And say,
and
I
like
think at
these
this point,
detachment dispositions.
I think at this point we just wait for the new edition and go from there.
Yeah, because I mean, like, still there's still gonna be fundamentals you could practice, right? Like screening's still gonna relatively be screening. Target priority is still relatively going to be target priority. Understanding, like, just general, like, what to do is going to stay the same. Like, the minutia of, like, how it's done with the rules, that's going to change a lot, sure. But generally speaking, like practice is still valid, but
Yeah, and we've heard some interesting things so far. They've done 2 faction focuses now, where they talked about what a couple of the armies are getting. Primarily, of course, Orcs and Space Marines, which makes sense as they are going to be the first factions of the edition, as always with
that's
Space
dumb.
Marines.
I want GSD first.
Maybe someday. Maybe in like 18th edition, when they've already done every other Xenos faction. But, what was that?
But yeah, the showing off the detachments and stuff.
Yeah, they showed us some of the detachments. They cleared some interesting stuff up. So, like, they mentioned for, like, Librarius Conclave, it's not getting any stratagems, but it's getting 5 enhancements instead.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's
Really?
interesting.
Yeah.
I think I
Like,
should
so
have actually like listened to the
the videos are
stream,
like
but-
an hour long. They're actually, like, really, really beefy. Like,
Yeah, that's a lot. Had to work. I don't know.
So, yeah, I finally watched when I got home. I literally watched the front part, and they did Black Templars first. I was like, cool, that's all I need to watch, and I stopped watching.
Dang.
Literally right
Well,
before this
here's-
stream.
Well, Brennan, there is one interesting thing from one of your other armies that they didn't actually show in the article, but was in the video apparently.
Oh,
Battle shock tests. If you fail a battle shock test, you have to pass a battle shock test to become unshooketh.
yes. So that could potentially be interesting for Night Lords, finally.
Also, you hit on 6s.
Yeah, also, so I was right. I said yesterday, I mentioned that, snap shooting, it has a rider at the very end that says, that mentions something in your phase, for exactly what. And I was like, that probably means there's some way to force snap shooting in your own actual turn. And so, yeah, it seems like that is related to Battle Shock now. If you're Battle Shocked, I presume you're still like -1 OC, 0 OC, whatever, but you're also snap firing, which is pretty
Apparently
big.
it's OC dash, so you can't modify it.
Yes.
But I didn't know about the snapshots. That's pretty neat. All right, that's actually huge.
Yeah, there's a few things I think there's a couple things they kind of just like mentioned in the video and not in the actual article, which is kind of clever because it gets people to actually watch the videos for once. Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see it. I think they talked about all the detachments actually, a little bit at least, not like super detailed. They're coming with it, so like they mentioned. So we saw in the article, Black Templars are getting an Emperor's Champion detachment, which is pretty neat. That just kind of supercharges him. So that one looks pretty interesting. They're also doing a what is it? They're doing an Heirs of Sigismund one, where it's focused around Sword Brothers, and that one's actually really great. I'm looking forward to that one because it has an enhancement where you can, because now enhancements or upgrades, I should say, certain ones can be given to units, and those ones can actually be given up to 3 different units. Sword Brothers have one that gives them fight first. So you can have 3 different Sword Brother units running up the board, all with fights first. In which, like, yeah, when they get charged, obviously your opponent does get to fight one first, but he doesn't get to fight all of them first. So I'm really interested to see that one. It also has a strategy in them, give them +2 strength. It sounds like vows are staying the same, so that bumps them up to strength 7. Which is pretty big going to vehicles, because now you're no longer wounding on like 6s against heavier stuff, you're wounding on 5s anyway. I think they specifically called out, you wound everything in the game at least on 4s, if not better, with the vow and the stratagem. So I'm looking forward to that. The other one they showed off was a chaplain detachment. And one of the big things, I can't remember if it's the detachment ability or if it is an enhancement. I think it was the ability, but it gives all chaplain units a 5-up invuln. And they specifically mentioned that it is chaplain units, not chaplain models. meaning you can attach it to a Crusader squad and give them a 5-up invuln. There it is.
Well, there you go. That's what they needed.
Damn it.
And
Oh, nuts.
so that's looking very interesting. I did also notice that for the Librarius Conclave, there is still no restriction on it that says Black Templars can't run it. So unless they put the rule somewhere else, we can still run Librarius
Stop
Conclave.
breaking the lore.
When the site formerly known as Goonhammer did the review of the Black Templar Codex, they mentioned that like at least 2 or 3 people had taken Black Templar or Librarius Conclave list to tournaments, and he's like, "Don't worry, I will be sending a welfare check to your house." Because you can run the detachment. You can't do anything with the detachment, but you can run the detachment. But yeah, it does look. The new attachments for Space Marines look interesting. All 3 of them kind of seem interesting. One they called out was the. I'll pull it up and look at it real quick so I forget exactly. It was the like Scout and Infiltrator one, the Scout and Phobos one. From what I remember, it looks pretty good. Like they called out that one, they made it seem like that one isn't going to be a 3-point detachment. So like, oh yeah, this one would be like pairs really well with other detachments because everyone runs like, everyone runs Scouts. Everyone probably runs at least one other Phobos unit. Like my army, not sneaky, very straightforward. I run 2 Scouts and Infiltrators. So rules that proctor off them isn't bad at all. Where is it?
That would be cool to run, like, as I am a pretty big fan of Raven Guard, to run like a small Raven Guard attachment in my Space Wolves lists.
Yeah, that's the other things I'm kind of looking forward. That gives me more of an excuse to flesh out my Celestial Lions a bit more.
More Viking themed, because wolves and ravens.
Let's see. So like Phobos and Scout units, they can pick a visible unit within 12 and increase their detection range by 3. So you can see them from further out, which is useful. There's another one. It's stratagem for them to shoot but still remain hidden, which is actually pretty big for Scouts. Because you can do that with like the sniper rifle or the missile launcher, which could potentially be very useful. Shroud of Field, you can give it enhancement to give a Phobos model Lone Op and Stealth. They kind of explained how Lone Op and Stealth work now. Lone Op's more or less the same. Stealth is different now because it gives the benefit of the cover, which is it's basically the same. It's just worded differently to have the same effect. So, Emperor's Champion. It's beautiful, John. You can get one. I can reroll a hit roll. I can reroll a wound roll. His enhancements.
Johnny called you beautiful. That was very nice of him.
The enhancements for the Emperor's Champion attachment doesn't actually count towards your enhancement limits. So he can just take it, or them, if there's more than one.
Oh, right, because they said there's enhancement limits, right?
Yeah, there's
on the game size.
Yeah, I believe so. I don't know what it is. I presume somewhere around... I think it might be 4 now, which makes sense that they're going to have multiple attachments to have access to just a lot more.
Yep.
Yeah. His enhancement looks nice. Guiding Omens, so... The first one's kind of weird, so it's actually like the ability he already has that just gives him devastating wounds. So I'm not sure if that means he gets to do it twice. So it still specifies once per battle, once per army. Or if he's going to like lose that and gain like fights first or something, which would be pretty great. But it's that. So you get to pick like 3 at the start of the battle, crucially. So you can pick these differently depending on who you're facing. So you can get devastating wounds. You can get -3 detection range, so it's actually 12 inches instead of 15, which is pretty good for him. Actually, that paired really well with Bastion if that's still around. -3 detection. You can give him +2 attacks, which means he gets 8 attacks on strike or 12 on sweep. One that I really like, it's Augury of Retribution. Melee attacks that target his unit have hazardous. So if he has fights first and can force hazardous, like that's going to be really, really good. So that one I'm looking forward to a lot.
Nice 20 Crusaders now that I'm hazardous.
Well, no, it's like it's units that target him. So like, okay, you charged me with Victrix. Cool, you killed a bunch of my dudes. All right, make your hazardous checks and let's see what you lose. You know what I mean?
Sorry, I just had to complain about Black Templars as default. Nice 20 Corn Berserkers.
Be a shame if something happened to them. Chain axes start exploding.
Whoa, jeez.
I think the other one you'll see a lot is Omen of Sacred Intervention. It makes Heroic Intervention -1 CP, which is actually interesting in and of itself. We'll get to that in a second. And also Harbinger of Judgment. When an enemy unit, excluding monster vehicles, is engaged with this model, it's like to make a fallback move. On a 2-up, it just takes D6 mortal wounds. So imagine fighting this guy. You already have hazardous. You've already blown up a little. And mind you, that's for everyone. So like even if you charge dudes that just have like close combat weapons, they might explode. And if they're like, oh, I survived, I can fall back. On a 2-up, it's just like, all right, take D6 on the way out, buddy. I like that because it's very much in the vein of 9th edition, I think earlier 10th edition. We had stratagems to prevent you from falling back. But 1, the chance of it failing is really low. And 2, it's not as much of a feel bad. Because it's not like, okay, well now you just can't do a thing. It's like, okay, you can do it, but there's going to be a risk involved. And I don't have to pay to do it.
But what if I just shoot you?
Go ahead, shoot pistols into me. Like,
What if I just shoot a repulsor executioner?
you can't do that because I'm -3 to detection range.
I'll drive up real close line.
But yeah, Scott, did you notice the changes that have been made to Heroic Intervention?
Yeah, so there's been 2 big changes. Okay, so first big change, well actually there's kind of 3 big changes, but then one's more of like a change to how this edition works, which is really neat. First thing is that stratagems can have multiple costs. I think there's a couple stratagems currently that do that, but like the fact that a core stratagem has multiple costs depending on what you want it to do is pretty, I feel like it's pretty big. It seems like that means they're committing to that design space to like try these things out. So
I'll say, ironically, big as it is, we did not notice this at first. We completely looked past it.
Oh, I saw it at first. I just didn't. I was busy, so I didn't say anything.
Rude. All right, go on, Scott. Sorry.
But so there's 2 ways you can run it. Either A, you spend a singular command point and you get to Heroic Intervention just like old times. However, there is the added stipulation where, as of right now, as I have experienced on live TV, you can Heroic if somebody ends a charge move within 6 inches of your dude. Well, 1 CP, that's 12 inches now. So if somebody ends a charge move within 12 inches of you, you can be like, cowabunga it is, and try to run in there.
I'm going to make a lot of very foolish decisions with an Emperor's Champion unit. I promise you that.
So that was pretty neat. Then there's the 2 CP version. 2 CP version lets you just charge if they're within 6 inches. So it doesn't need to be somebody that just charged. They could just like end their move within 6 inches of you, and you're like, all right, cowabunga it is. So that is, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because that means that you have to, like, if you're a shooting army or something, or if you're trying to move blocks, say like I'm trying to send my Crude Hounds up to like keep you from moving. You either have to A, make sure your opponent does not have enough CP to then do this to like get rid of your movement blockers, or B, use that as a way for them to burn through CP.
Nah.
So that is very interesting, especially when you start thinking about things like reactive moves. Like, oh hey, okay, their reactive move got me within my reactive move got me within 6 inches. Cowabunga, kind of like with Brendan's Hellion bonanza that he experienced, where they reactive moved, then okay, they charged because they are now close enough to do that.
I'll
So
have y'all
technically,
know.
a lot of people can do that, though it does cost 2 CP, so it's not for a negligible cost.
Or 1 CP if you have an Emperor's Champion who has -1 to Heroic Intervention.
True.
Tristan.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Tristan did point out an interesting thing with that is that it does not specify they do not get the benefit of charge like it currently does. So in theory,
that's a good point.
Yeah, which means in theory, assuming there's not some other wording that we just haven't seen yet, they could be getting fights first as well,
Ooh.
which is very spicy. Which also, I think, if that is the case, that might help explain why fights first, like, it has changed. If all of a sudden you're handing out, because it seems like, it kind of seems like fights first is going to be very, kind of seems like it's going to be more common this edition now than it used to be.
No.
No.
Oh dear.
So today on John Crashes Out.
This episode, John crashes out. John crashes out.
Yo, I went to Amazon, looked up Hellions, and was like, nah, model's too ugly. I can't do it.
I can't physically make myself do it.
I do need
I'm
later
not
models.
strong enough.
I do need to buy Shadowheart.
I know what I must do. I don't know if I have the strength to do it. Also, side note for Wanting Fire. This is the Castellan model for Black Templars. It's kind of like the individual one you can just kind of buy. It's actually kind of weird because it's based on the John Blanche art from a long time ago. So if you've actually seen our stream, or you've obviously seen our streams, but for everyone else, on our battle reports in the top left, we have the Black Templar 9th edition launch box. So that is actually the most famous Black Templar John Blanche art. And this is one of the dudes that's depicted on it. I think
The racism began.
I think John Blanche actually said that his headcanon for this one is that it is actually Helbrecht when he was lieutenant. It's either this one or it's like one of the dudes like right next to him. I can't remember exactly, but yeah. So it's kind of neat. It's kind of weird because it feels like it's more of like in the vein of the Black Library, like commemorative models. Rather than,
because a lot of time the commemorative models are like that, where they are like based off of some older art piece that it's like a little nod to an older art piece usually.
Yeah, it's like based on something specific, so it's a little weird to see it like a regular part of the range. But I guess they kind of did that with the Sisters of Battle model that's based on John Blanche art.
Oh, I forgot that that's an actual part of the range.
Honestly, I think it might have been Finecast. I can't remember if they redid it in plastic or not.
I think they did.
I want to say yes, but I don't
Maybe.
know. But yeah, it definitely feels like one, because like the Castellan in theory has multiple loadouts, but this model doesn't. If you want to run a different loadout, you have to build one of the Sword Bros as a Castellan. Which, if they change that again, I'm going to be very upset. Oh, well, hello, David Reed. Looks like he was there earlier, so he's actually wondering how our last couple games went.
Well, you missed it. Sorry, David. No, I'm just kidding. So, my last 2 games were against Knights and then T-Suns. Night's game, I got my butt kicked. I was in a weird headspace at the time, and that is not a match that I can be in a weird headspace for and expect to win. Also made a couple errors, but that's neither here. Dear God, the glue just all flew out. So that's neither here nor there. But it was still he was a good dude. Good dude. I would like to play him again sometime when I'm in a better headspace because it seems like a chill dude. Made a lot of D&D jokes and references. Like, all right, this seems like the kind of guy I'd like wanna chat with, right? Oh, have a good night, Inner Nerd. Thank you for joining us as always.
Yep.
But yeah, and then my last game was against T-Sons. That one actually, we played by chess clocks because they saw me run 160 models or so, and like we're gonna chess clock that. And he ran out of time, and I still had 20 minutes left, so I was able to do the last 2 turns without issues, which was weird, but all right, I'll take it.
Sometimes you're hoisted by your own chess clock.
Oh no, hoisted by my own chess clock.
Not again. Beat him to it. And yeah, as for my last 2 games, it kind of continued the situation.
The oof
of,
train.
Yeah, of not getting the world's greatest matchups.
That is pretty late. Good night, Inner Nerd.
Oh, actually, yeah. What does I meant to look it up? What does Ceramite Sentinels actually do?
Oh yeah, we can go over that.
Alright, if they are... Each time an Adeptus Astartes model from your army makes an attack, if it is within a terrain feature, reroll hit and wound rolls of 1.
Yeah.
Which that's always real strong, right?
Especially on competitive terrain, which is quite dense. And it doesn't have to be wholly within, it just has to be in it. Which means you can have for example, a Vindicator poking its head out. Or like just having its rear tread barely on the thing and still be in it. Or just be like touching it with a corner.
And then it gains the Entrench keyword, which procs off a bunch of its strats. If it is within a terrain feature, not wholly within, it was not set up this turn, and it did not move more than 3 inches this turn. So you just kind of like do a little scoot just to get into position, but otherwise you just like, all right, this is my spot. I am not leaving my spot.
This is my post. But yeah, that's kind of how the rest of the game went. Between that and him having desolation squads, that really slowed down my Crusaders. that did me in. Just a series of bad luck on my part. I'm not gonna lie. I made bad moves. I'm not saying I didn't. I want to be very clear on that. I made several tactical errors, particularly in the first day. That second day, I was just not lucky at several points. Like, oh, great, perfect, love it.
Brendan sucks.
Why are you so mean?
Have you considered just being good?
You listen here, John. You name
I got time to be good.
You name a time and place, John. You name a time and place.
I would go right now, but it's cold outside.
It's cold and like raining, and I don't do good in the rain.
I can see snow on top of cars right now.
I haven't actually looked out. I don't know what it looks like. That's way too much red paint.
My God.
Parking lot is still like clear, but like the cars are dusted.
It's not a good sign this early in the evening.
I mean, our work has already been delayed. And it's not even 10 yet.
I mean, yeah, but you work far away.
True.
I work relatively close. And someone has to go in and work the phones. I'm afraid it's going to be me.
As Brendan cosplays Rocco's Modern Life.
Speaking of cosplays, I need to work on that. Commissar cosplay. Getting increasingly excited for that.
Especially if you do a narrative event. I feel like that's just like a given that you need to have.
Exactly. I need that so I can wear that to Vegas. I need to start working on that.
What 40k outfit would I make? Okay, I know the answer that I want to say, but it's a lot of work. The rave marine, the noise marine with like the guitar,
Fascinating.
and you route a speaker through your back. You route a not a speaker. Fudge. What's the thing?
Amplifier?
That one. You route an amp through your backpack, so you can play the electric guitar. I haven't figured out the glove situation. It's kind of hard to play a guitar with Space Marine gloves on.
Poppycock.
Look at this guy trying to commit to the bit. So I will say one of the things that does make me want to do it more is one, I finished Death Rider, and two, I got several videos from like the one chick that cosplays an HR lady from like the Empire in Star Wars. Yeah. And I was like, oh, that would actually make a really funny Commissar character.
HR Commissar.
It's perfect.
Commissar Dolores or something.
Just gives out citations and not like actual. Yeah.
You have like a fake, like a Looney Tunes fake gun that has like little flag that says bang, but instead this little flag that has a citation.
It's a bolt pistol that just shoots citations.
Yeah.
What? Okay, we could definitely modify a Nerf gun to like fit a scroll in and shoot it out, right? Like that's doable.
That's fairly easy. You don't even need to modify the Nerf gun. You just make like a little housing for the scroll.
I'm saying the Nerf gun any modification of the Nerf gun would be purely aesthetic. We have an idea here. We're cooking right now, chat.
Much better than I was cooking earlier today.
Well, at least you recognize it. At least you recognize your sins. Now he's going to work on the atonement part. Itty bitty little part. What time is it? I haven't looked at the clock in a hot minute.
It's actually 9:20.
Oh, is it 9:30? All right. Let me get like a couple more base layers on here, and I'm fine to kind of wash this and call that a night, if that works for you guys.
That's fair. I've finished Illuminos Cesaris. I am currently working on Oricon the Diviner, so I'm actually doing pretty good. And I'm just building. I didn't finish painting these things tonight. Just to level set expectations.
I can't remember. Scott, have you read Infinite and Divine yet?
Oh yeah, I think that was actually like the first Warhammer book that I've read.
Fair. It's very good.
It's like if you are a little hesitant about reading a Warhammer book because at the end of the day it's just a piece of marketing material, so they're like okay at best. Well, yeah, some of them are really good, right? Some of them are okay. Orca or Infinite and the Divine is real good.
I only read great literature like Star Wars books.
It's like what if
Star
Statler
Wars
and Waldorf were ancient beyond measure and had technology behind you beyond your comprehension.
Let's put it this way. There is a line in the novel that essentially boils down to if these weren't if they weren't boosted by being metal robots, this fight would be very pathetic. And it's like, even by their standards, this is a very pathetic fight between the two of them. It's two old men fighting each other. To its credit, the book calls out its own characters very, very often. It does not, like...
Yeah, no, it's super funny. It also has a little bit of like a Dexter and Mandark fighting kind of vibe because it's
Yeah.
just various gadgets that they're throwing at each other.
It definitely brings up consistently that they are not actually good fighters, like even by Necron standards, that they're actually bad at this. It's quite funny. I definitely recommend it. Like Scott said, if nothing else, this one, do yourself a favor and read it.
Yeah, I had to. I don't know if Joe's still in chat, but I had to explain to Joe Corvus Corax yesterday.
My
Raven,
boy,
Raven.
Bird.
Yeah, it's like I was told that there's a character named Corvus Corax, which is the scientific name for a common raven. It's like, that is correct.
Yep.
There are other great names in...
You'll never guess what his bit is.
There's other great names in Warhammer, such as Ferrus Manus, leader of the Iron Hands.
From his ship, the Iron Hand.
Is his ship the Iron Hand?
With that he rules with his iron hands.
This universe is stupid. Why do we like this?
It's almost like some of these got a lot less work put into them than the others.
Like, some of the names aren't that bad.
Like Angry Ron. Wait a minute.
Okay, I will say, Angron gets memed on a lot, but I feel like, all things considered, his still isn't that dumb compared to a lot of the others.
It's like the third dumbest, though.
Yeah, but it's fun, and it still, like, fits him. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is Logar Aurelian's a cool name.
Too bad he ain't.
Something about him had to be cool. Wasn't going to be his personality.
I like his personality.
I like when he got stepped on by the Titan. That was pretty funny. It had big Hulk and Loki vibes.
I feel like cool Primarchs are boring.
I think you just say that because you know your Primarch isn't.
Have you ever considered being a lame-o? But also Vulcan is a good name, because if anybody's going to be the Master of the Forge, should be named Vulcan.
I will say Vulcan is a good example of one thing that moderately annoys me about Warhammer, is that they will use, like, the same word for different things and just spell it slightly differently. Which, like, out of universe, makes sense. Sure, whatever. In universe, you're going to sit and tell me they have a thing called a Vulcan Megabolter, and it's spelled different for the Primarch / semi-deity also named Vulcan. Why? Walk me through this, GW. Why would that be spelled so different? Like,
Isn't Vulcan literally the god of the Forge?
I believe so, yeah. I think it's the Greek god.
I think it's the Roman name, but yeah.
They're not the same thing. They're two different things.
Hephaestus is the Greek name.
Yeah,
Vulcan's the Roman one.
Yeah, Vulcan's the Roman one.
And the Emperor just wanted space Rome, so... Tracks.
He's not even the Roman Primarch, though. Kill him.
Yeah, there's there's 3 Roman and Greek Primarchs. He is none of the 3.
Hold on, who are the other 2?
Perturabo has heavy Greek theming, and Angron has heavy Greek
Turbo.
theming.
Really?
Yeah?
Huh.
Perturabo's home planet is called Olympia.
That's fair.
Oh.
Angron's is mostly like, gladiators and stuff, so it's a little bit different, but it's still
all
fairly.
good. Wordbear's influence isn't weird and almost problematic at all.
Almost, he says.
Oh.
They're themed after ancient Mesopotamia.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're themed after the Middle East.
'Cause that's never gone bad for anyone.
I don't know. Ancient Babylon's super cool to me. So, I love it, but yeah.
I don't know if I really call it like the Middle East, though. Ancient Mesopotamia is fairly different. And doesn't have as many as the modern connotations.
Isn't Babylon literally in Iraq?
Well, yeah, but like we're talking about thousands of years apart. Like,
Sure.
From even the creation of the modern Middle East, like the two things are like, I mean, obviously they're connected historically, but they are very different.
It's the same plot of land, is what I'm saying.
You're the same plot of land.
You want to sit here and tell me the French are the same as the Celts?
They all live in the territory that we now call France.
So we're going to say the Gauls and the modern French are the same thing.
No, I'm saying they live in the area that is modern France. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not sure this supports your argument.
I'm right. Why are you booing me? There were the Gauls there, and then there were the Celts there, and then there were the Franks, and there are still Franks there, but it's all still in France.
They're still French. Romans so successful, they made the invading Franks speak their own language.
And it's like even a different argument in like Greece is like the Greeks are still there, but you wouldn't like say it's the same place.
One of my favorite historical tidbits is during the Greek War of Independence. A bunch of
The
like,
Macedonians aren't there anymore.
no, oh really, John, really?
Yeah.
The fact that we can't read half their stuff, yeah. Do you think it's a big mystery there?
Chat forgot that this was a Bronze Age stream.
But no, one of my favorite like recent history things is during the Greek War of Independence against the Ottomans, right? There were a bunch of like British, and I think like French and probably some German young men that went to Greece.
The
After-
usual suspects.
Well, here's the
Sounds
thing.
like
They did
like
this
a race
independent
show.
of their countries. Like this wasn't even
Walk
like
into a
an
bar.
intervention, but like they had
This
been
is an
raised.
You walk into a bar, it's an intervention.
They had been raised like and schooled on like the Greek classics that's coming back in vogue again. So like they could genuinely read and partially speak like some form of ancient Greek. So they get there and they start talking in ancient Greek and start making these quotes in ancient Greek, and the then modern Greeks have no idea what they're saying because the language has evolved so much in literally 2,000 years.
Yep.
And they're just like, what are these guys talking about? Most of them are like, hey, if anything, we're going to call back to the Byzantines. Why are you like... There was also one instance where, I don't think it was that one. I think it was, might have been later on, after World War I, but I'm not sure. But like a bunch of Greek soldiers took an island that had been Ottoman, and it was primarily Greek speaking. And like while they were there, a bunch of kids like came around them, and they were like, who are you guys? And they're like, we're Greeks like you. And they're like, we're not Greeks, we're Roman.
Sounds like the start of a horror movie. We're Greek, like you. Okay, back on the boat, everybody. We're leaving.
Well, no, it was the people off the boat that said that. The kids were like, we're not Greek, we're Roman. What are you talking about? I'm like, oh, this is going to be a lot more difficult than we anticipated. Alright, once again, I am forced to contend with the fact that I am, in fact, out of known oil.
But I am small.
I can deny it no longer.
I'm small.
Small.
Also, I have a lot of Reichland flesh shade, so if either of you guys need it, please let me know.
I'll use it for all this human skin tone armies that I... Ooh.
I mean, it's not like you have guys that literally walk around wearing flesh of others or anything, right?
I guess that's fair. I have a couple of those to paint.
So next time you do that, let me know what scheme you do for that so I can use it for my guys that, shall we say, have flesh tones.
Everything can be a flesh tone if you really wanted to.
Alright, well, anyway, I think I'm done. How are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling all right. I think I just need to glue this hand together and put it on the arm, and I have finished 2 characters for the evening.
Nice.
Very nice. I have painted a decent amount of a character, so I have that done. I put together a Blade Guard squad. I put together an Eradicator squad. I put together an Assault Marine, which is, on one hand, not the one I wanted out of that box, but on the other hand, actually a really useful one for me, so I can run my. Because technically, my Primaris Crusader squad has an Assault Marine just tagging along inside of it. Because to build a full 20-man Crusader squad, you need 2 of the boxes, and one of the models you can build either as the sword bro that's like the sergeant of it, or you can build him as a regular dude. And for my Primaris ones, I built 2 sergeants. So on 20 man, I have to find a replacement for it, which is usually an Assault Marine. But yeah. Scott, what do we got going on the rest of the week?
Well, we don't have a schedule. I'm gonna make that after this, but obviously today is the hobby stream, so thank you all for joining the hobby stream. If you haven't already, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're still here and haven't done that already, then damn, you got some patience.
Or if you're just now joining the hobby stream, bad timing. Sorry. No shade, but you know.
And then what else do we have? So on Saturday is our regularly scheduled 40k or 30k stream, the monthly 30k stream. That is going to be Jonathan versus me. John, you said you were going to play Solo Auxilia and Mechanicum.
Yes.
And I will be playing my Alpha Legion to
How much
try to
content
face
do you
them.
have?
Probably not enough, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out and
I
do
will
it live.
compensate.
We'll figure it out. And then
Well.
Sunday for this Mother's Day, we have a regularly scheduled
That's a good
40k
reminder.
stream.
That's a very good reminder.
Shout out to everyone who hasn't done their Mother's Day
Let me
stuff
put
yet.
that
You
on
should
my calendar
probably do
real
that. It reminds me, I should probably get
Yeah.
a letter in the mail or something. Ooh.
But yes, on Sunday is Mother's Day, and we will A, remind you to get something for your mother, and B, we will be having Bird on with his wife, actually, EC versus Grey Knights in the opposite order. Bird's playing Grey Knights,
Which is weirdly
and-
appropriate now that I think about it.
and Rebecca will be playing Emperor's Children. So be sure to give a warm welcome to Rebecca. This will be her first time on the channel.
We're having
yeah.
her first time on the channel on Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Hashtag calculated.
I just want Scott to fully appreciate that. John got it, so I'll make sure Scott appreciates that. But yes, as Scott said, we'll be doing 30k on Saturday, we'll be doing 40k on Sunday. Scott, Jonathan, do you guys have any last minute things to say before we get out of here?
No, I think I'm good. So thank you all for joining us. Apologize for the delay on the schedule with RMO and everything. It was a long weekend. Long weekend.
Very long weekend. I feel like I'm just now recovering from it. I was so tired on Monday. I had a headache all day. Like,
Long weekend, but I had fun. I hope
Yeah.
you did too, Brandon.
I did. I met good people. I was poopy at some points, but that's okay.
That's because you went with me.
Yeah. Well, anyway.
Don't air fry your steak, y'all.
Yeah. Once again, thank you all so much for coming out. It means a lot every time. Look forward to seeing you guys next week and this weekend. Otherwise, have a wonderful day. And I'm going to very awkwardly turn to the thing and have to click the button. So, but anyway, bye.
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 Bye.